Hi everybody, so here we are at my updated for 1.26 Dr. Jones Trader up at the Green Mountain, but yesterday the devs rather cunningly added boats to the 1.26 experimental, and I thought, well, we can't really rely on the vehicle traders here because it's a long way to push one of these boats to get it into the sea or the closest river. So what I've created is a config and a object spawn array file to create a boat trader down at Chernogosrsk. So let's go and take a look, and then I'll take you through the files. So here we go. Let's teleport across the map. Boom, 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 boom. Here we are, and it is over here. Here we go. Bum, 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 bum. So it's kind of, in fact, let me jump. Have I got the map here? Let's jump back into that map so you can kind of see. So that's Chernogosrsk. You've got the main bit of Chernogosrsk there, and it's kind of over in this eastern part. I think this is still called Chernogosrsk, and it's on this kind of jetty that kind of sticks out, or the port, I guess. And if you go over here, I've added a few little objects just to make it a little bit more like a base. We've got some tyres, some boxes, some new containers, and then inside here we have our friendly little boat trader. So as long as you've got enough rubles, you can buy a rubber boat. So let's buy that one. And also you'll probably need to buy some fuel. So let's buy some fuel. And then if you come outside and then look down here on the slipway, there's our boat. So can run down here. We can get in the boat. We can fuel the boat. Now, I would recommend that you set the prices up for the boats so the boats aren't too expensive to buy, because they're going to be pretty easy to find along the coast of Chernarus. And I would have it so that they're not you can't make much money by selling them either as well. I would just have them kind of as a fun item that people can buy relatively easily, and then you may find it's slightly easier if you do push the boat a little bit further down the slipway. There you go. But sometimes this will work without doing that, and then obviously what happens is if you want to sell a boat, if you drive in between these two cones and kind of beach the boat there, that should allow you to sell a boat. But I wouldn't encourage people to sell boats, because I say they're too easily found. Ooh. Let's start the engine. It is a bit bugged, isn't it? There we go. We're in reverse already. Let's wait for the wave to take us. There we go. First, forward. And there we are, zipping around in these amazing new boats. Now remember, if you're watching this and you've got console, unfortunately this isn't available on console. There is a safe zone as well. Boats are, of course. Maybe one day we'll get access to a trader. It's one of those mods where I think if DayZ, the devs, decided to install some specific mods and said, look, we can only have 4 or 5 specific mods, which ones would you have? Obviously we'd have admin, but I think if we could have like a trader mod, that would be absolutely fantastic. Because the thing about a trader mod is that it can completely change the way you play the game, and you can set up your mission files to kind of support the idea of having a trader based economy rather than purely a loot based economy. You can have all sorts of different things. So yes, if we wanted to sell the boat, this could be a bit tricky, but you'd come in and you'd kind of park it there, and you'd have to you'd have to push it around to get it in the right place. But as I say, yeah, I wouldn't have big prices on selling boats. I would have them nice and cheap to buy so people can get them and generally have fun. Okay, so where are the files? Well, in the description below this video, you'll find a link to my GitHub repository and my Mega repository in case one or the other isn't working. And then what you're interested in is the obviously the README that tells you how to do it. I've included the ruble snippet.txt, so make sure you add that to your types.xml so that money has persistence. Now, what I've done, and this is a bit lazy of me, but instead of creating all of the tents and the containers and the boxes in trader objects.txt, all I've created in trader objects is the trader himself. He's just standing there with his stuff on. All the other things are in an object spawner JSON. So if you don't use the object spawner JSON, what you'll end up with is just the trader standing there in his gear, and that's fine, and you can run up to him and you can buy a boat, but you won't get the cones on the slipway or the tent or the boxes or those extra containers. And so these JPEGs, these are just pictures just to show you about it. And the ones you're interested in are trader config, trader objects, and then obviously the ruble snippets. And what you do is if you click on code, downloads it. If you're familiar with trader, you'll know. But basically, what you do is this is a local server, but it's the same thing. So you go into your config folder, or sometimes it's called your settings or your profiles or something like that, and then trader will have its own little bit, and this is where you put those. The rather odd thing about trader is it has a config that is map independent but applies to every map. So normally one of the ways that mods work is that you would have these settings inside the mission folder, so that as you swap from map to map you could have different trader objects. So the file that basically spawns things in is the trader objects, but you could only have one of those. So this particular one is for Chernarus. I haven't done one for Livonia, so that's kind of an odd thing to watch out for. Where are we? Yeah, so you would copy and paste those files into there, and then as far as the object spawner goes, what you would do is you go into your mission file, I always recommend you create a custom folder inside your mission folder, and you would paste the boat trader objects one there, and then you would make sure that your CFG gameplay was activated. So there we go. Where are we? Server DayZ.config. So there should be a line in here that says enable CFG gameplay.json equals 1. Sometimes it's down the bottom. There's like a list normally down the bottom in some server DayZ.configs. And then what you would do is in your mission folder, you would go to your CFG gameplay.json, and you would make sure that in your object spawner array line you have that custom /boat dash trader 1 JSON, and then end it with it should all be in quotation marks. And then if you have more than one custom object, you separate them with commas, but not a comma at the end. You only have a comma after the square bracket. If you go through the README, that's got the full instructions as well. Also, what I've done is in the README, there are all of the new items that are coming in 1.26. So all of these winter items and things like the payday masks. And down the bottom, you've got the boat trader stuff as well, to add that to the trader. Although, if you want to have a boat trader, you're going to have to, if you've got a custom trader set up already, you're going to have to add the trader, boat trader objects to the objects file as well. So you'll have to delve into there, but they're in there as well. I'm kind of assuming you're going to be using all this. So there we go. Hopefully this is useful, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. Loving this update. Can't wait for it to go live on public servers. And thank you very much to Helkiana, Dr. Jones and the crew for the trader mod on PC, because it is absolutely fantastic. Okay, that's enough from me. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have it, like, want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and of course I'll see you again soon.